Today, we're cracking open a playbook that has nothing to do with formations or set pieces. Instead, it's all about leadership, and it's inspired by a coach who was hired to fail. We are diving into the Ted Lasso playbook.
Be a goldfish. What in the world does that mean? Well, stick with me here because that one quirky piece of advice is the key to one of the most effective and talked about leadership philosophies to come out of all places, a hit TV show.
So for those of you who haven't seen the show, here's the gist. Ted Lasso is an American college football coach who gets hired to manage an English soccer team. The thing is, he knows next to nothing about soccer. And, get this, he was secretly hired to tank the team. So how on earth did this folksy, optimistic coach end up succeeding against all odds and becoming a real-world leadership role model?
Well, part of the magic is that Ted isn't entirely made up. The character is actually a mix of real people. His mustache and super chatty personality, that was inspired by creator Jason Sudeikis' own father. The folksy catchphrases come from his high school basketball coach, Donnie Campbell. And the core philosophies are drawn from legendary coaches like John Wooden. All this grounds his approach in reality, which makes his lessons feel surprisingly real and useful.
All right, so what is this approach? It all really boils down to one simple, powerful idea: his believe philosophy. And as we're about to see, it's about so much more than just the final score.
I mean, Ted says it best himself. This quote gets right to the heart of it all. While everyone else is focused on a leaderboard, Ted is focused on the people. He sees his job not as winning games, but as developing human beings. And that's a fundamental shift in how we usually think about successful leadership.
The Lasso way is built on a few core beliefs. It starts with just unwavering kindness and resilience, but it goes a lot deeper. It's about fostering real, genuine connections by taking the time to actually understand people. And crucially, it's about leading by example and actively choosing to be positive, even when you're surrounded by negativity. Now, to really understand the power of his philosophy, the show does something brilliant. It shows us the complete opposite. In one episode, Ted introduces his aggressive, insulting alter ego, Ted Lasso. It's a masterclass in understanding the good by taking a hard look at the bad. But here's the twist. This wasn't some kind of meltdown. It was a strategy. The team was completely divided, so Ted became a common enemy. Ted Lasso was a deliberate, temporary performance designed to unite the players through their mutual hatred of him. It's a bit unorthodox, for sure, but it set the stage for a powerful lesson in leadership styles. And this slide just puts it all in perspective. On the left, you've got the Ted Lasso approach: empathy, trust, and positive reinforcement. And on the right, the Ted Lasso way: yelling, fear, and public criticism. It's a stark contrast between a coach who builds people up and one who tears them down. So that brings us to the playbook itself. How can we actually apply these ideas? Let's break down 3 simple, actionable plays you can run in your own life, whether you're leading a team at work, your family, or, hey, even just yourself. And we're back to where we started with that strange piece of advice. The first play in the playbook is simple: be a goldfish. As Ted explains it, goldfish are the happiest animals on Earth because they have a 10-second memory. Now, the point isn't to be forgetful, it's to be resilient. You acknowledge a mistake, you learn from it, and then you let it go. Don't let setbacks paralyze you. It's all about bouncing back quickly and moving on. The second play in the book is a powerful mindset shift that can change how you interact with pretty much everyone. It's a quote Ted borrows from Walt Whitman: "Be curious, not judgmental." Instead of jumping to conclusions, this philosophy encourages us to ask questions. Why did that person act that way? What information am I missing here? It's really about challenging our own assumptions and fostering empathy. When you approach situations with curiosity, you open the door to understanding and connection, instead of just slamming it shut with judgment. And the final play is perhaps the most important one. It's the single word Ted tapes above his office door, and it's the foundation of his entire philosophy: believe. Now, this isn't just about believing in a victory. It's about believing in the potential of the people around you. Because when a leader genuinely believes in their team, that belief is contagious. It empowers people to take risks, it creates a culture of trust, and it inspires them to persevere when things get tough. Okay, so this all sounds very nice and heartwarming, but does the Lasso way actually work in the real world? Let's look at the data, because it turns out this optimism is backed by some serious results. A huge part of Ted's effectiveness is his vulnerability. He's not afraid to admit his mistakes or open up about his struggles. Some might see this as a weakness, but in leadership, it's a superpower.
It signals to the entire team that it's okay to not have all the answers, which builds the psychological safety you need for real trust and collaboration. And here's the proof. According to research from DDI's Global Leadership Forecast, employees are a staggering 5.3 times more likely to trust leaders who regularly show vulnerability. That trust is the absolute bedrock of any high-performing team.
Ted also builds an incredibly inclusive culture where everyone feels respected. And this isn't just a feel-good tactic. McKinsey found that inclusive and diverse organizations are 35% more likely to outperform their competitors. And according to Deloitte, nearly half of millennials actively look for diversity and inclusion when choosing an employer. So the Lasso way isn't just good for morale, it's good for business.
So, the crucial point is this. The Lasso way isn't about being soft, it's about being smart. It proves that leadership built on a foundation of empathy, trust, and genuine positivity isn't just a nice to have. It is a highly effective strategy for bringing out the best in people and achieving incredible results.
So that leaves us with a final question for you. Whether it's being a goldfish, choosing curiosity over judgment, or simply choosing to believe, which play from the Lasso Playbook will you run first?